Good morning all. Welcome back to Manufacturing Processes MEFP 2013. Okay, let's continue with Unit 1, Introduction to Manufacturing. First of all, a quick recall of what we did in the last class. So if you remember, we spoke about the basic definition of manufacturing. Manufacturing is conversion of raw materials to finished product, and therefore in a more detailed manner it involves three stages, which are the input, processes and output. So input will involve everything that is needed for you to begin a manufacturing processes. You need raw material, you need money, you need workers, labor to conduct the task, you need equipment, you need machines. All these are needed in order for you to start a manufacturing processes. Secondly, if you go to the processes, the second stage is processes. So once you have all your raw materials, all your input, then you need to come up with a design. So what are you going to manufacture? You need a specific design to manufacture, and following that design you come up with a process flow. So a process flow is a detailed flow of the manufacturing process, on like what kind of materials are you going to use, what kind of machines, and what happens at each stage of the manufacturing processes. So by doing that way, you would be able to know if you're lacking any equipments, any machineries, and are you having enough workers, okay, so on and so forth. The last stage is the finished product, or the output. So output will involve two, which is the called the two types of output. You have the capital goods and the consumer goods. Capital goods are finished products, or we call it an intermediate product, that is usually associated with a consumer good. So example, a tire. A tire is a product that cannot stand alone. It needs to be attached to a consumer good for it to function. And obviously a consumer good is a final finished product that reaches the customer. So we also spoke about some terms here. Fixed capital, working capital. So what is the fixed capital? Fixed capital is money. Fixed cost involved. Fixed cost is purchasing of a building, purchasing of machineries, having to purchasing of tools. So all these are what we call it a one-time cost, or a fixed cost incurred. So once you have your machines in place, it will be there for the next 15 years, for example. You need not have to continuously pay for it. Then you have something called a working capital. A working capital is basically a continuous cost incurred. For example, if you need to pay the salary of workers, you need to pay the salary of workers every month. You need to pay your utility bills, your electricity bills, water bills every month. So this is you need to buy raw materials every month. So this is considered a continuous cost that is incurred every month. Okay, so now as we continue, we know that I spoke about production. There's three types of production. You have the mass production, moderate production, and job lot production. So mass production, you use a mass production when you are going to produce large amount of products, more than 100,000 parts a year. But normally mass production has a limitation whereby the product will not have any design variation. It's a standard design. For example, a bottle cap, a screw, a bolt, a nut, it comes with a standard design. You're not going to vary the design for that matter. Therefore you're going to use one jig and one fixture, one standard mold for that particular manufacturing processes. So number two is moderate production. Moderate production is more than 10,000 parts per year. Okay, large scale production. And you find that for moderate production, it's normally for consumer goods. Therefore when it comes to consumer goods, you definitely need a design variation. So for consumer goods, you definitely need design variation. Example, handphones. You see there's so many models of handphones present in the market. So in order for you to produce different designs, you need to make sure that you have interchangeable mode. You can keep changing your mode to produce various designs. And lastly, you have job lot production, where job lot production will involve batch production. Okay, that means you're going to produce um, in batches or lots, but it's not going to be an everyday issue. Yeah, you're going to produce products when there is a necessity. For example, school shoes, school uniforms. So there's always a season to it. Yeah, so if you see the season would be high or it peak in October, November, December, then slowly it dies off in January, February until the next year, schooling year of October, November and December. Yeah, a school break of October, November and December. Okay, the next thing, organization for manufacturing. So a plant needs an effective organizing method for manufacturing in order to manage its resources. So in order for a plant to organize its manufacturing, it needs the right amount of employees, money. Okay, you need sufficient money. Okay, if you do not have money, don't think of setting up a manufacturing plant. You need power, manpower. Okay, you need materials, the right amount of raw materials. You need machines. So a good manufacturing strategy is needed. So it's just when you decide to start up a business, when you decide to set up a manufacturing processes, it's not something that you wake up one morning and you decide and then you do it. Yeah, so a manufacturing process or starting up a business comes with a lot of prior planning, days, months of maybe even a year of planning before you have the entire process running and functioning. So in that case, you definitely, each and every businesses follow a manufacturing practice. If you go into any manufacturing companies, yeah, you go into Sony today, you go into Panasonic, you go into Proton, all of them have basically a standard manufacturing practice that they follow. Yeah, if you see, they come in clusters. Yeah, so the British have their own style of manufacturing practices, the Americans have their own style of manufacturing processes. So each and every cluster have their own style of manufacturing processes. So now let's look at concurrent engineering. What is concurrent engineering? It is a philosophy that promotes interactive design and manufacturing efforts to develop product and process simultaneously. So concurrent engineering is not an engineering discipline. So concurrent engineering objective is optimizing the use of company resources and reducing time to market cycle. Okay, so what do you mean? What do you mean by this objective? So by having a concurrent engineering, you make sure that you're reducing your manufacturing time and you're maximizing your product output. That means in a shorter time, you're able to produce more products. Okay, so in that case, we're going to follow a standard. Yeah, so what's the concept behind a manufacturing practice? Yeah, it's not an engineering practice. It's just basically a process saying that if you have the right combination of manufacturing and design, you'll be able to get the right process and finally the expected product. Okay, so there's 4 phases in concurrent engineering. Yeah, so this is one of the practices that I chose to use. So first of all, in a concurrent engineering, you have 4 phases. What's the first phase? Technology and concept development, where you define the customer requirement, you assess primary alternatives, you develop required resources, you prepare of the product plan. Meaning that when you want to start, you're not just going to straight away start. Yet you're going to do a brainstorming session. You need to know what is lacking in the current manufacturing processes. Okay, you need to value add. Okay, so if you're going to start up a manufacturing business, you must make sure your product is going to be marketable. You do not want to repeat an existing product. It doesn't mean that you need to come up with a non-existing product. There's no such thing as a non-existing product. All products are present in the market. All consumer products are present in the market. So all you can do as a manufacturer or as an industrialist, you could reinvent the product, meaning that you could value add to the product. So you need to choose your area. How do you choose your area? Number one, you need to do a market survey. You need to know, first of all, you need to know what product that interests you most. Based on your expertise, your knowledge, you would want to choose the right field. Yeah, once you have the right field, you have defined the right field, then obviously you're going to come up with a plan. Yeah, so you need to come up with a market survey about the product that you intend to produce. So you send out questionnaires to different people all over Malaysia, because your group, you're going to intend to market this product all over Malaysia. So you want to get your feedback. So for example, say you do handphones, but you're going to innovate the handphone. So you need to know what is lacking in the current handphone. So you design your questionnaire to find out what is lacking or what is needed in the current handphone. Yeah, so you send out the questionnaire, and when people start responding, this process is not going to happen in a day. Yeah, so it's probably going to take you many months. And once the product has been, the questionnaire has been all gathered and completed, then this questionnaire would be analyzed. Okay, again, analysis will take you a very long time. Once you analyze the questionnaire, you are going to so once you analyze the questionnaire, you are going to be able to once you analyze the questionnaire, you'll be able to know what is lacking, yeah, or what is probably going to be your best bet of innovated product that you could produce. Yeah, so you come up with a brainstorming session. You have your team of people that you're going to work with. You brainstorm on what are going to be your best options. You're going to do a cost analysis. So if I produce product A, what are the type of materials that I need? What are the type of products? What are the type of what is the cost that is going to be involved? Okay, so you do a cost benefit analysis. So if you have several options, then you're going to do a cost benefit analysis for all the several options that is present. Okay, so then secondly, you're going to do a product and process development and prototype validation. So once you based on the brainstorming session that you did previously, yeah, you have product A, product B, product C. You have done your cost analysis for product A, product B, product C. So once you have done your cost analysis for product A, product B, product C, you find that product B is your best option. Okay, so you find that product B is your best option. So you decide to